Get 2 Bastiodon counters or get sweet. What's going on, trainers? It's Blandon here again from Elite 4 TV, getting some Kingdom practice in. And we did some best of 3 series with my friend Sungjin Hong, and he came second in the Tempest Cup. So we learned a very important lesson during our practice, and this is going to be very valuable for you guys. So we like to show our 6 before we get started. So here is my 6. We want to do that because we want to simulate a tournament style play. And my 6 is made up of the ball core. If you guys haven't read that post on Reddit yet, it's a very good post, and it's posted by the PvP Discord people, so definitely check that article out. So the ball core being Bastiodon, Oteria, Lucario, Lapras. For my 5th, I have BB Charizard. It was a 98% IV, and when it transferred to me, it was horrible. But that's okay, we can still use it. I didn't think it was that good in Tempest, but for Kingdom, it is actually pretty damn good. It's the king, so I definitely think it's worth it. So, and lastly, I wanted to bring something that's scary for people, especially, you know, if they're running the meta line. And I chose the Blaziken, and the ball core already pretty much have the meta covered, and by bringing the Blaziken, it gives more of a threat for both Bastiodon and Lucario. And here's Sungjin Hong's team, and you'll notice that there are several Lucario counters. You've got the AWAC, you've got the Oteria, and you've also got the Charizard, which is the hard counter. So those are very scary for my Lucario. And so looking at this team, my most positive matchup against it would be Bastiodon, Oteria, and Lapras. So I decided to give that a go and see how we'll go without Lucario. So let's get into the first series, round number 1. We start off with Bastiodon against Lucario. So straight away, it's a bad lead for us, and we swap in Lapras. Now, Lapras, the reason why I switched it in is because it's a slightly more of a neutral matchup against the Lucario, and even though I get smashed, I'm at least putting out some decent damage, because if I swap to Oteria, he'll swap to Bastiodon anyway. And here we go, we are facing Oteria versus Oteria, Dragon Breath, and we got the Sky Attack. We're gonna shield that, and out comes Lucario with a Power Up Punch, and I decided I want to shield that because I got a Sky Attack ready to go, and he is forced to shield. So we're trying to put as much damage as possible here, and then out comes Bastiodon, and Power Up Punch is really stacked right now, and I get smashed by 2 counters. So GG round 1. So for round 2, I decided to switch up my lineup. Obviously we got smashed there, so Bastiodon wasn't a good lead obviously, and so we decided to put that at the back when shields are down. So something that would have to force some shield would probably be Lapras. Was very good because the Surf actually forces shield, and then we're going to put in Blaziken, more of a threat for the Lucario. So let's see what happens. So Blaziken start off against Oteria. So he read me like a book. Now we switch into Lapras, and what this is actually going to do, it's actually very good. You're going to see what happens. So we are going to force him to switch to Lucario. So it's a bad matchup for us, but we're going to get the Surf off, and it's going to force a shield because it's going to do tons of damage. And we're just going to take the Power Up Punch because 0 shield is probably best against Lucario. If you can get 2 Surfs in, then I would use a shield. Now here, the great thing about switching into Lucario, we have them locked up against the Blaziken. So we're able to take out the Lucario. Now the Bastiodon can come out to own, because if you look at this, Bastiodon is going to own the next 2 Pokemon. So Oteria is not going to do anything against it, as you can see. And then Charizard comes out, it's going to take a Stone Edge. It's going to take a Stone Edge, and it's going to go down really quick. And Oteria comes back out, it's all over because we take it down with 1 Smackdown. So very important lesson here. If we go back to Sungjin Hong's team, you see after Lucario went down, the Bastiodon was able to sweep the other two. So if you look at his lineup, how many Bastiodon counters does he have? So he's got Lucario, Bastiodon is a neutral matchup, and then Marowak, Charizard, Oteria, and Lapras will lose to Bastiodon. So I thought this line was really good because we are forcing the Lucario to switch in and we can lock it in and we can take it out. Once we take that out, Bastiodon is there to sweep the whole team. So we're gonna go for the same strategy for the third round. So round 3, we decided to go for the same lineup, and out comes Blaziken. It doesn't matter, we're just gonna switch out to Lapras anyway. So Lapras comes out and it forces Lucario to come out and we get a Surf off. Now Lucario again is locked. We will let go of the Lapras and we're gonna let Blaziken come out, and this is my mistake here. If you notice, is that I didn't wait for the switch clock. I should have gone for the switch clock. I should have waited close to 10 seconds for the switch clock. So out comes Oteria and it takes out the Blaziken, which is fine. Now we have a Bastiodon with 1 shield against Oteria. We are going to be able to farm as much energy as possible here. As you can see, we're going to save up all our charge moves. So Oteria is just not going to do anything. It's such a good Pokemon, but against Bastiodon, it just nothing. And as you can see, Charizard comes out. It will be forced to shield, and we've got 1 more Stone Edge coming up, and we finish off the match, round 3. So going into the second series, best of 3, I decided just to run the same team and see what happens, see if we can come up with a counter. So here is match number 2. We start off with Blaziken. We don't mind facing the Oteria because we're going to switch straight away to the Lapras. That will force them to switch into Lucario, and now the Lucario is switched in again. We are going to force it to shield with the first Surf. Here I decided to shield because I thought I'll get another Surf off, but unfortunately that's not the case. He decides to use another power-up punch because he's probably scared of my Surf as well. So Blaziken comes out, but this is my mistake. I didn't wait for the switch clock. Now I'm forced to keep my Blaziken in here. I do get a Brave Bird off, which is great, but in reality I need to wait for that switch clock. So Bastiodon comes out. We're in a good position because obviously we know against his team it's going to be weak against Bastiodon, and Bastiodon with 1 shield is going to do quite a bit of damage. So here we go, we get the first Stone Edge off, and then we are going to shield this Bone Club because it does tons of damage, and we need to take out 2 Pokemon. So here I made a mistake because I thought I finished a Smackdown. Like I tapped the screen for fast move and then I tapped the charge move straight away, which is the wrong thing to do because the Smackdown animation is so slow. So be very careful just to make sure you do that right. So we take the loss for the round 1, but that's okay. Round 2, we start off the same thing. He decides to lead with Charizard. Still a hard counter for us, so we have to switch into Lapras, and we're getting some good damage in because he's taking super thick damage, but he saved up the Blast Burn there. So here you can see we force a shield again with the Surf on the Lucario, and we're going to get 1 more Surf off, which is great. He decides to tank that, and we are going to take this power-up punch. Unfortunately, that was a mistake for Sungjin Hong. He did tell me afterwards he didn't want to get a Shadow Ball there, but it's okay. I mean, it didn't make too much difference anyway because Blaziken would have just finished him off really quickly. So we take a Dragon Claw in the face, and he is unfortunately going to get 1 more Dragon Claw. I decided Blaziken, we don't really need him because Bastiodon will be able to come out to sweep. So we take out the Charizard, and out comes Bastiodon, the worst thing I can see. Now here I have Stone Edge because I don't have Flamethrower yet, and he has Flamethrower. So I have 2 shields though, so let's see if we can take this out. I've sped this up a little bit so it's very, very slow. So here we go, Stone Edge, and then we take the next Flamethrower, and then the next one we decide we are going to shield, but we're going to get 1 Stone Edge off before that. This is very, very close, but I have the slight energy advantage, so let's see what happens. We get the Stone Edge off to finish off this round 2, and we take the win. Now round number 3, this is, yeah, obviously Sungjin Hong tried a different lead with Marowak, and we decide to switch anyway, because Lapras is gonna, have the same effect, does super effective damage, and as you can see, he's forced to shield on the Marowak because it was gonna do tons of damage. And we get another Surf off here on the Lucario, and he gets a power up punch, takes it out, and here the right thing to do is wait for the switch clock. So we get Blaziken to come out and finish off Lucario. We're going to switch straight away because whatever comes out, it's going to probably be Marowak, as you can see. Unfortunately, I didn't switch fast enough, and we're going to take that Bone Club. And Bastiodon comes out. We should be all good. We'll take the Bone Club. It's fine. And then Lapras comes out. Because it has no shield, we should be able to win this matchup. So you will see here, we will get the Stone Edge off, and we're going to finish it off with just a couple more smackdowns. So the Marowak is going to come back out to do another Bone Club. We're going to shield this, and we finish it off round 3. So we take the win for second series of best of 3. So we decided to keep testing. Again, the same lineup. Blaziken, he decided Marowak is a good start. Now this is my mistake because I let this Marowak get tons of energy. He is gonna shield it and swap it out. So if you pay attention to the beginning, I let my Blaziken get a fast move off, and that is the wrong thing to do. You need to switch straight away so that the enemy don't get the advantage. If you saw the sacrificial swap video, I did the same mistake. So just make sure you guys swap straight away if you guys are trying to lock in that Lucario to farm or get rid of it so that you can own with the Bastiodon. So again, here he decides to switch into Lapras, and good for me because it's an Ice Shard, so he decided to go for a more neutral swap, he said, and because of Water Gun, we take out the Ice Shard Lapras, which is great. Now Lucario comes out to finish off the Lapras straight away, and because the switch clock is down, I let my Blaziken come out. We are gonna shield this Bone Club. Unfortunately it has 2, you see, so that is the mistake that I did in the beginning, allowing this Marowak to gain tons of energy. So now it's spamming that Bone Club like crazy. It's going to be able to get one more off before I can, take it down. So we have to tank that damage, unfortunately. So the Stone Edge goes off. He's going to shield that. He's going to take my Bastiodon out really quickly. So good job on Sungjin Hong's end. He decided not to swap out his Lucario and let his Lucario take out the Bastiodon. So here we go, round number 2. And we're going to swap straight away this time and not let the Marowak get too much fast move off. We're going to get the Surf off to force it to shield, and he decides to swap it out. Of course, he's going for the same strategy as last time, locking in some energy and then come out spamming that Bone Club. So this time he decides to swap in Bastiodon. With 1 shield, we can take it out. 1 shield Lapras will take out Bastiodon. Very, very important. So we get this Surf off, and we finish off the Bastiodon. So here he decides to use his Marowak, and we are gonna try and finish it off before we can take out the Lapras. Great, this is, almost 2 Pokemon down. Our Bastiodon comes out. Now we're gonna switch straight away here into Blaziken, and we've got no shield. We are going to lose the Blaziken, but he made a mistake here. He did say afterwards the Shadow Ball was a mistake because he could have taken the Bastiodon with one more power up punch there. So here's the last match of our last series of 3. So here we go, we go for the same start and we swap out Lapras straight away. This time he decides to swap out the Marowak straight away, and we're going to get a Surf off. And remember, we need 1 shield with Lapras to beat the Bastiodon. So here we go, we're going to shield the first Stone Edge. Well, actually he doesn't have Stone Edge, but we shield it regardless. And we get the Surf off here. And we're going to get 1 more Surf off before he can get his next move off. So great, we take out the Bastiodon. Now our switch clock is down as well. Lucario comes out. We're going to get the Blaziken to come in to finish it off, and we're going to swap straight away into Bastiodon. Bastiodon's a positive matchup, obviously, against our AWAC. We're going to tank the Bone Club. It's fine. So we're going to farm as much energy as possible. And here, I think I learned a mistake here about the Bastiodon. I should have just farmed more energy and then just used the Stone Edge here. So unfortunately, yeah, Lucario gets a power-up punch. I should have shielded that second punch instead of the first one. So I take a loss here. I lose the last series of best of 3. But looking at that matchup, I wanted to just run it one more time. I asked Sungjin Hong if we can play the same lineup, because I realized there was one mistake that I made, and that was, well, number one, Blaziken, I should have shielded the second power-up punch, not the first one. And then also the second one is I want to see if my Bastiodon can charge farm on the Marowak. So here again we switch into Lapras, great, and then Bastiodon comes out. We're going to get a Surf Off again. We're going to use one shield against the Bastiodon. You know, if we can force 2 shield on a Bastiodon, we're pretty happy, because whatever comes out later, you know, we're going to be able to take advantage of it. So Flamethrower, great. Well, yeah, I mean, it would have made no difference because we would shield it anyway. So now here we're going to get one more Surf Off before he can get the next charge move. And we take out the Bastiodon. Lucario comes out, finishes it off. So now we're going to take out the Blaziken and we're going to swap straight away into Bastiodon. And this time we're going to see how much energy we can charge farm. So have a look. So keep in mind my Bastiodon is not maxed out yet, but the Marowak is maxed out. So we take another Bone Club in the face with a little bit of energy left. We're able to just take out the Marowak. So remember, Marowak could be a potential charge farm. So you just got to sort of make sure it's on the right HP as well. So here, I decided to shield the power-up punch because we should be able to finish it off. So that's why, yeah, that goes my redemption. So hopefully you guys learned something. Very, very important lesson here is that you need 2 Bastiodon counters, or you're going to be exploited by this strategy where you can sort of switch in Lapras, force the Lucario to come out, lock it in, take out the Lucario, and your Bastiodon should be able to sort of own the last couple of Pokemon, because you're going to have the shield advantage. That's the very, very important part. So if you guys learned something, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time for more Kingdom Cup practice.